Special Secretary Maria Martinez reading a message on behalf of the families of the victims.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos días a las familias. If I may, the family has asked for just a moment of silence. Thank you. As everyone can imagine, today has been a very difficult day for the families. Many who had intended to be here today were not able to. They wanted to share their stories with you, but they couldn't. So they asked me if I would just share a few thoughts from them, as well as read the prepared remarks from Mrs. Carmen Luna. On behalf of the families, they wanted to express their immense gratitude to Governor Moore, Lieutenant Governor Miller, and all of those involved in recovering and bringing their loved ones back home, for keeping your promise. Lieutenant Governor Miller, they have a special message for you as well. They are very grateful to you because they saw you at each and every service. You were there to console them, hold their hands, and they are forever indebted for your kindness. There are so many heroes, unsung heroes as well, that they're deeply grateful for. And there's so many names that they hope in the future can be shared. And there's people that they don't even know that supported them, and they want to make sure that they know that they're forever grateful to them as well. I will read the prepared remarks of Mrs. Luna. She asked to please forgive her. She had intended to be here. She's a very strong woman, but today was incredibly difficult for her, and she's reflecting and being with her husband in spirit at this time. It is an honor to be here today, and I hope these words resonate with you with the same respect and empathy with which I speak them. My name is Maria del Carmen Luna Castellón, and I'm the wife of Miguel Angel Luna, one of the brave individuals who lost his life in the tragic collision at the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore while working to improve our state's infrastructure. Our 6 family members would still be alive today, and the Francis Scott Key Bridge would still exist as an iconic part of the Baltimore community if not for the negligent and reckless operation of MV Dolly. Today I stand before you with a heart still wounded, but also filled with gratitude. I want to express my sincerest thanks not only on behalf, but not only on my behalf, but on behalf of my family, for all of those who supported us. We have received all the blessings and support from Governor Wes Moore's administration and from the community at large following this devastating tragedy. First, I would like to thank Governor Wes Moore from the bottom of my heart for keeping his word. They did not stop until our loved ones could rest in peace. Knowing that no effort was spared, that no hope was abandoned, and has provided us with immense comfort in the midst of this profound pain. The governor's commitment and sensitivity throughout this process have been a beacon in the storm, guiding us toward a bit of peace when everything seemed dark. I also want to sincerely thank everyone for the creation of a scholarship fund. This gesture has not only provided material support, but also demonstrated that even in the darkest times, there are those who care about the future of our families, especially the future of our children. The vision of using education as a tool for rebuilding and healing has deeply touched our lives and gives us hope. I cannot fail to mention the solidarity of Baltimore and its team. The community's fundraising campaign has been a true testament to the love and compassion that unite us. Thanks to this help, we have been able to breathe a little easier, knowing that we have the necessary support until December 2025. But while this But while this support is a relief, today I dare to ask for something more. When the time comes, when the end of this support approaches, I ask you to consider the possibility of extending it. The path to emotional and financial recovery is long, and it is filled with obstacles. Ongoing support would be an invaluable relief to all of us. Finally, I want to ask about something that pains me deeply, but is essential. As many of you know, the FBI-led investigation is crucial in clarifying the responsibilities surrounding this tragedy and ensuring that justice is served. I understand that these investigations take time, but I ask, with all the hope I have left, that this process be expedited as much as possible. We need to move forward with the trial against the irresponsible company that owns the boat, so that we can close this painful chapter with the certainty that everything possible has been done to achieve the justice that Miguel Angel and the other victims deserve. Concrete and steel can be replaced. The laughter of a father, the embrace of a husband, the future of 6 men, these are lost forever. Thank you once again from the bottom of my heart for your support, empathy, and commitment. This support has been a ray of light in the darkness, and I trust that you will continue working tirelessly to ensure justice is done so that no family will have to face the pain we live with today. Thank you.